Yeah, so I cleaned out my entire car. I checked underneath the seats. I took everything out of my car and put it on the ground outside. I cleaned out all the trash. I dumped my bag out. I dumped both my bags out. The one that I use in my job and the one that I use whenever I travel around. My purple backpack. My shiny, effervescent, made in China backpack. But it's like, I remember seeing this cross, like, earlier today. It was in this cup, but it's not in this cup anymore. And sometimes, I put it in my pocket and it falls out. But I find it on the seat, or I find it underneath the seat. But I have scoured through this entire car and I cannot find it. Maybe you took it out and you put it on the counter. I don't know, man. It's just so frustrating. I hate being this way sometimes. Like, I know it makes for great comedy. I know it makes for a really entertaining and interesting life. And I know that I say really profound things and I can inspire people and all that shit, but I still can't find things that I need. And it's so annoying. It's like I can figure out how to fix the world, but I can't find my damn car key. I can't locate a USB port without fucking breaking down and falling to the floor and crying about that shit. I mean, it's so frustrating. Anyway. Well, you know you're gonna start crying whenever you find it. I always do. And then I become convinced that I put it on top of my car and I drove off. I'm always convinced of that because that's happened a few times with a few different objects, including my cell phone. My last cell phone before the one that I have now. It's funny because there's actually a YouTube video of it on my old channel, Aimless, where I'm driving to work. And I don't know if there was a video of this or not. No, I think there was a video in your head. There you go. Yeah, the camera crew in my head. Never mind. It wasn't you, Vortex. It wasn't you. Sorry. I know. I don't mean to make you jealous. But, yeah, the camera crew in my head caught this shit. So, I was driving to work. And it was raining. It was pouring down rain. And I heard this clunk, right? And I just assumed I hit something. But it was actually my phone falling to the ground from the top of my car. And when I got to work and I didn't have my phone, I just assumed I left it at the house. I don't really give a fuck because I'm not one of those people that needs my phone. Especially because it's not a smartphone anyway, so what the fuck am I going to do besides text people? Maybe use a calculator. Maybe use my stopwatch. Maybe look up my calendar. That's about it. That's all we can do with it, which is fine because we don't need it for any other reason. But anyway, I thought that I left it at the house, but I checked the house, I couldn't find it. And then I started thinking, what if you put it on top of your car? Sure enough, I went out into the road and I found this phone in pieces. There was no saving the phone. And not only because it was in pieces, because it was pouring down rain. I actually have it. It's in a bag. You come to my house, I have all of my old phones lined up at the little table next to the door. But I have this phone in pieces in a little bag. It's like a trophy. Souvenir of my life. It's interesting. Like most people, they put that shit on their Instagram or their Facebook, or they got all that stuff on their phone. It's like if you come to my house, it's just like a photo album in different parts of the house. And definitely my garage, as you've seen, but the room where I sleep in, you know, I have this whole wall that's like totally devoted to, you know, places where I've worked, and like I have all these work hats, and then I have a bunch of shit from Steak and Shake. I have my large collection of write-ups. Tacked to the wall, and then I have another wall that's just like music that I've been into over the years. Had my Trump flag over there for a little while, and then I took it down. I put the Trump flag different parts of the house, and then I was like, you know what, you should just burn this. I need to burn all my political shirts aside from my Nick Fuentes shirt, because he's the only one I still don't disagree with. You know, like, I just don't think there's any point saying America first when it's obviously America last. And this isn't the country that we thought it was anyway, so it's like, what's the point of being a patriot, like, when this country does what this country does, you know? It's just like, the more you know, the less you want anything to do with it. I feel homeless, you know, when it comes to this country. And I don't want to just hate on it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to just dog the country. I want it to be better. I want it to be, you know, a decent place to live. But it's just so depressing when you think about it. Like, there's really like no political regime that would ever actually work because people can't apply them right. So, I mean, if you think about it though, like, this world ain't supposed to be perfect. Like, the world's the world. So it's kind of stupid to like expect the government to do what they're supposed to do. It's stupid to expect people to not give in to human nature, which is inherently not very good. I mean, I'd like to believe in the good of the world. I think that it's still out there. But you can't be too optimistic, and you can't be too unrealistic when it comes to the way that people are, you know? You just kind of have to accept that things are shit for the most part, which is why every once in a while, when you see something really great, you can appreciate it. So, I mean, I've been talking to like a lot of people in the comedy scene. I was talking to Shane Bianchi tonight, and like, it's just, comedy is at the mics. Comedy ain't at the clubs. The venues are so lame. The venues are run by liberals that don't know what comedy is. It's all this PC crap. It's not interesting. It's the same regurgitated, hackneyed bullshit. There's nobody funny on Netflix. There's nobody funny on Comedy Central. More like Communism Central. I mean, think about it. The whole reason why Dave Chappelle originally left was because Comedy Central was trying to make him more addressed. And he didn't want to do that shit. Good for you, Dave. Bad for you for coming back to the industry. That was the stupidest decision you ever made. I'm sure you're figuring that out now.